Hi, it's Mark from Top Local. We're here with Bernie Pawlik, Pawlik Automotive Pawlik Automotive in Vancouver, Vancouver's best auto service experience. I really conflated that one. How you doing, Bernie?
I'm doing pretty good.
So, 2015 Scion FRS. What was going on with this vehicle?
This vehicle had some electrical issues. Now, you might wonder, it's a 2015, and I'll just tell you that it had less than 30,000 kilometers, so why would an independent auto repair shop be repairing electrical issues on a vehicle that's only 2 years old that is still covered by warranty? And the answer is that the owner put in aftermarket lights, LED lights all around the vehicle, and it kept blowing fuses whenever you turn the park and tail lights on, the fuse would pop. So that's what was going on with this vehicle. And so once you install aftermarket parts, your warranty is not valid for that particular issue. Of course, the engine warranty is still valid, but the electrical system would be, you know, at your own. Now it's your own thing.
So what did you find?
Well, what we found, it was a rather lengthy diagnosis, and I'll just explain a few of the procedures before I talk about findings. So, of course, testing, we verify, yes, the fuse is blowing. We then went to isolate all the, there's tail lights, front lights. We went to isolate all the different parts of the lighting system. And we unhooked the lights. We tested them all individually. They're all working, and found there's no power drains. When we went to power up the whole circuit, of course, it was overloaded. So through a long, lengthy process, we found that there were some side marker lights that had been installed. Someone had soldered some wiring joints together and didn't tape the joints properly, so the wires were touching each other. I mean, it's great that they use solder because that's something we always recommend, and so that's a good job. But not taping them and insulating them properly caused this whole problem, and several $100s worth of repair for the customer. So I'll just share a few photos here. So what we've got, here's our car. 2015, nice cars. The owner did a few modifications, suspension, and so they're nice cars right from the factory, but with a few modifications worked really well. This is the aftermarket LED tail light. This is the side marker light, held on by tape, by the way, because it doesn't fit properly. These are some of the front. These are some of the other LED bulbs. We actually eliminated these because this. The upper ones are little 194 equivalents for the license plate lights. One wasn't working properly. The front ones only work as turn signals and not park lights as they're supposed to. And here we finally get to our bad solder joint. So this right here, it's a bit of blow up, not super sharp. And you can see these are the wires that have been soldered onto the original wiring harness for the side marker lights. And what I found when I took it apart, there was tape wrapped around it, but these two wires had actually touched together, so the taping job was improper. So when you're doing wiring work, you really do need to make sure you tape everything properly. As I said, I mean, it's great that someone soldered it, because a lot of people just wrap the wires to these crappy butt splice connectors, which come apart. But anyway, so I went to the other side, the other marker light, even though that was working fine, just to verify that the repair had been done properly, and it was. So the customer should have no further issues with that particular issue.
So it basically comes down to do-it-yourself or crappy workmanship.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah. We also take the time when we do work in our shop to solder wiring connections. There's some times where you can't do it, but 99% of the time you can. We always solder. We use heat shrink tubing, or make sure that we tape it extremely well. Because the last thing you want to do is have a problem like this come back. You know, you want it to be done right and last for a long, long time.
So what do you think about using aftermarket LED bulbs?
I don't think they're worth it. You know, in this case, this whole thing created a lot of issues for the customer. Is there any advantage over this versus the bulbs that came in the car? No. It ended up, you know, just costing more in the end, and the bulbs don't look any better. The other issue with LED bulbs, sometimes with turn signals, you get problems because the turn signal circuit is designed to flash based on the resistance, you know, of the bulbs. So if you're using LED bulbs, the resistance is different. So sometimes you'll have issues where they won't flash or blink properly. In this case, in this vehicle, that wasn't the case, but it can happen. So you do run into problems. And many of these aftermarket LED lights, they're cheaply made, so you get what you pay for.
So these FRS cars look It's a performance kind of vehicle. What do you think of them?
They're pretty cool. They're neat. They're a neat venture. It's actually a joint venture between Toyota and Subaru. The car's actually built by Subaru, but they took a Subaru Boxer engine, a 2-liter engine, and they used a Toyota fuel injection system. It's a dual injection system, direct and port injection. So it kind of has the advantages of both. But yeah, it's a neat car. It's front engine, rear wheel drive, so you can kind of spin the back end around and do. I think that's the kind of appeal, that old-fashioned American performance car, but in a nice small vehicle. Very good vehicle and really reliable.
A good drifter, basically.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. For those who like to drive out of control.
So there you go. If you need some service on your Scion or your Toyota or your Subarus, these are guys to see in Vancouver. Pawlik Automotive. You can reach them at 604-327-7112 to book your next appointment, or check out their website, pawlikautomotive.com. Thanks, Bernie.
Thanks, Mark.